Cold front, baby. Gonna feel like 30 degrees this morning. We got a low of 40. We got a lot of high winds. We got the northwest wind. Haven't even looked at my phone to see what cameras have been doing because I got up late. Well, I woke up 11 minutes late today. Cold front this morning. It's gonna drop into the low 40s. It's gonna be windy. I think it's going to kickstart the bucks activity. I have not been seeing fresh scrapes in the woods yet, and that's odd for this time. Normally, I've got woods, full of scrapes at this point, and I've got most of my bucks on camera, but I'm still missing probably 80% of the mature bucks that I know survived last year. And that's odd, and it's also odd that the woods are not scraped up, not finding many fresh rubs, but I think this cold front's going to snap them into it. So I brought I got my rattle bag that I might tinkle around a little bit this morning. Got my grunt tube, and I'm going to be sitting over a community scrape with the wind in my face. So I'm feeling good, but I woke up late. Alarm was set for 3:50. I woke up at 4:01, reached over to my phone. I thought it was like 2 a.m. and my phone was vibrating, and it had been vibrating for 11 minutes. So alarm was not on. Trying to save my wife, let her sleep in a little more, and had it on vibrate. Normally I still wake up to that. This morning I didn't. So I got an 11-minute late start. Then I got on the highway, and I put on some Nirvana to get me pumped up. I was listening to Teen Spirit and was just really rocking out to it, and missed an exit. So tacked another 5 minutes on to my driving time. So it's showing a 5:19 arrival right now. I wanted it to be 5:15, so I'm running just a little bit late, but I think we're going to be all right. I'll make up for it. Anyways, it's going to be a good day. We'll see you guys in the tree. I think we're going to see some buck activity. They're scraping. Wow. My tree is too big for my platform. So I'm hanging off of my sticks here. I don't have the best shooting lanes, but we're going to work with what we got. On the way in, there were two sets of glowing deer's eyes. I bumped them off about 100 yards downwind of me here. And then as soon as I got set up in here, a deer blew at me. I think the wind is swirling a little bit, so not the greatest start of the day, but it's a cold front. We're in here. I brought my rattle bag. I'm going to do a couple of light tinkling, real light rattle in here. See what happens. I don't know if my wind swirled or I got skylined. There's a buck. I'm pretty sure it was a buck. I didn't really get a good look at him, but deer just took off blowing at me. About 10 minutes after I did that light rattling over in the thick stuff, but he should have been upwind of me. Well, the good news is I've got a camera up on the field edge, and a bunch of bucks just left the field, hit the scrape, and are coming this way. That's why I wanted to come down to this spot. I didn't want to risk bumping anything out of that field tonight because I got to stand right there. And I know they filter down in here to bed. So
they all came out of that field around 7 a.m. That's what I thought would happen, if they'd get out late with the cold. So now I gotta keep my eyes peeled. They're coming from behind me though, because I couldn't get my platform on this stand. I'm kind of facing the wrong way. So I'm gonna hang in tight here and see what happens. Come in behind me. She got downwind of me. I grabbed my bow because she was kind of walking back and forth. And there was a 30-yard shooting lane. But I couldn't get my bow to the other side in position. With this, my platform didn't fit around this tree, and I just couldn't get it around to where I could get my feet on the steps to be able to take a shot. She didn't step into that lane anyway, but I had my bow on my weak side of this saddle, and I'm watching her and I'm freezing, and I hear something else behind me to my left. I turn around, there's a buck rubbing a tree. The doe took off, and I hung my bow back up so I could turn around. Check out that buck. He was a 2 or 3-year-old 6-pointer. He got really sketched out and had me pegged for about an hour here. He finally just walked away after an hour. I'm so uncomfortable. Any number of other deer could have walked by me, and I wouldn't have been able to hear them. It's so windy. But I was just locked on that buck and I couldn't move. So it's 8:45 now. They're doing what I thought they were going to do today, though. They're getting back to bed late, and they're starting to lay some sign down, so that's good. I'm in for an all-day uncomfortable sit, that's for sure. Well, it's almost 10 o'clock now. I'm going to get down at 11 and swing around up to the field edge and sit in my field edge spot there. I've educated quite a few deer down in this area anyway. And it's so uncomfortable in this saddle without my platform getting around this tree, so get down at 11 and change my camera. My battery camera's here. I'm all set up in the evening spot here. There's the field where all that action was happening last night and this morning. Probably should have been here this morning. But anyways, we're here. 12:30. I'm here early. I'd love to plug a doe if a doe came out like at 3 o'clock or something. That'd be nice. Shoot her, let her sit, let it die down, and wait for the bucks to come out. That's the plan. Let's see if it works out. The camera's on this tree. There's a signpost. That's a signpost right there. That was freshened up last night. There's a scrape over in here. There's another fresh rub right there. I wasn't planning on hunting here today, so I didn't bring my my harness, but I used the sticks and put my platform here on the back side of the tree, so in the saddle. Actually works out pretty good. I can use the seat from that hang-on as an extra place to stand to swing around the tree if I got to get a shot over there. So I kind of like it. Well, it's 4:30. Temperatures are cooling back down again. Squirrels are up and moving. Hopefully the action with the deer picks up now. Really want to shoot a doe. If a doe comes in sometime here in the next hour. And I'd love to shoot a buck too. Feeling good. And right when I just stopped recording, a pileated woodpecker flew in here. They've been good luck to me over the years. Got a 3-pointer out in the field. Super cool. Wow. Easy, boys. It's getting a little weird now. Lift that head back up and then come down the hill. Wow. He's slowly coming down the hill. I only have 20 minutes left illegal. Shaking like a leaf. Oh man, what a nightmare. I'll tell you what happened when I get back to the truck. Little owl right there.
Well, that 12 point was coming right down the hill, and he was going to that signpost rub and that scrape that I was sitting over. A lot of bucks freshened that up yesterday evening and through the night and this morning, but he wasn't one of them, and he was making a beeline right for it. So I got all ready, and I heard coming from behind me right in my wind path, and I was like, oh no, here we go. And it was a fawn, and she crossed my boot track. She got all skittish, and then she saw the big buck in the field, and almost like it was security for her, she just, instead of trying to figure out where that scent was coming, she just booked it to the field. So I was like, all right, cool, maybe this isn't over. And then obviously Mama wasn't too far behind. She started coming in from behind, and she was a lot more cautious, and she was head bobbing and ready to start blowing. So I decided I was going to shoot her. Picked up my bow, tried drawing back, and my bow, I couldn't draw back. It didn't move any more than 3 inches. This never happened to me before. I don't know what's wrong, if there's something wrong with my bow, or if it was me. I'm going to check my bow out when I get home. But when I tried drawing back, she stopped, because she was starting to head toward the field and step into a lane. But when I tried drawing back, she stopped, and then she turned around and she started going back the other way. And I tried again. When she got into another lane, and I just couldn't pull it back. So I gave up. I hung the bow back up. She blew, took off, blew about 100 times. All the deer blew out of there, and that was it. So I got to check my bow, make sure nothing's wrong with it. At least I wasn't trying to draw on that 12 point. He didn't make it down. That would have made it a little worse, a little harder to swallow, but educated a whole ton of deer. I don't know if I'll see that buck again. Educated him. I found out where he was bedding. He was bedding on top of that field in the brush there. There's a good 50-yard wide patch of brush right on top of the hill. He came right out of there. That had to be where he was bedding, so I learned that. But I don't know. He might switch things up now. But I got to check my bow. I got to figure out what the heck's going on. Good thing I got a backup bow at home. But, you know, it should be disappointing. I'm not all that disappointed, though. You got to stay positive. Had a really good day. Saw 3 bucks. 3 bucks, 3 does. Educated them all, pretty much. But, you know, getting the kinks out of the season here. And there's going to be a lot more opportunity. It's an early season yet.